You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day, and happy new moon. Tonight's episode is going to be a little different than our normal Transits Today forecast or live stream because I want to infuse a little bit of ritual into our time together tonight. It's nice and dark. The sun just set here on the West Coast, and many of us will be doing our new moon rituals tonight. So we'll be chatting about the energy of the Capricorn new moon. I'll take you through what this new moon is bringing for each sign. This is a great time to pull out your birth chart. If you don't already have a copy of your birth chart, you can get yours now at thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart, or you can just scan the QR code in the corner here. And we'll be talking about how this new moon is showing up for you and how you can meet the moment. So already I'm learning a lot of patience with this new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn energy certainly teaches us patience, that slow and steady pace. And I've had to be really patient with myself today. I know a few of you have been waiting for this live stream all day. So I just want to thank you for being here. Nick says he's tuning back in. Happy you're here. Nikki's been waiting all day too. Happy Friday to you, Corby. Your week coming to an end. Yeah, Merry Christmas for those of you celebrating Christmas Eve. It's already Christmas Eve in some parts of the world too. And yeah, we're going to do some candle magic tonight. I've been talking a lot about candle magic lately and rituals lately, and especially in this really dark time of the year, working with the element of fire feels right. It just feels like a beautiful way to honor the things that our ancestors have done for hundreds of thousands of years, honestly. Yes, and everything happening in divine timing. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the planet of time. And yes, along with patience has come lessons about surrendering to divine timing. So we're here, we're together. Everyone who's supposed to be here is here with us. And even if you're not finding this video live, as we perform seems a weird word to use, but as we do this ritual together, just know, even if you're not here live, you can still partake in the magic. You can still feel the energy of what we're creating, and it's all in divine timing. So if you're finding this video later, you're finding it at the perfect time. So before we get into the horoscopes, the forecast, all of it, we're going to do something super simple and just light a candle. That's the whole ritual. I am actually going to try to use a match tonight. I rarely use matches, so you might need to be patient with me here. And I have, okay, this is going to be a little funky, but I'm going to show you a different view at the same time so you can see I have this beautiful candlestick by my friend, the Pollen Path. She makes these beeswax candles, and this has herbs infused into it. I believe rosemary or rose. I don't know, but she's a magical being, and this is her creation. So I'm going to light this candle for the collective tonight. And if you're joining me live, or if you're finding this video later, you can send your energy into the candle, your intentions into the candle, and we'll let it burn. It should all burn tonight. Fingers crossed. We're not going to blow it out. We're going to let it burn as long as it needs to burn, and let the magic be unlocked by the flame. So before I light this, if we could all just take a moment And you know I love a deep breath, so let's take a deep breath together. And as we release, notice if there's a word or an intention comes to mind. Breathe in your current energy and exhale anything not serving that intention. Okay, because Capricorn energy is all about the long term. This is a great new moon to set intentions under and to look to the future under. So it can just be one word, it can be a vision that comes to mind, or it can just be divine timing, trust, anything that you feel alive for you right now, infusing that energy into the candle. Okay, so I have a little crystal grid set up here behind me. I couldn't figure out quite how to set this all up to make it all in frame, but we will be able to watch the flame right here as we chat tonight. And like I said, it's going to get funky for a second as I light this because I'm going to show you two views at once. Hopefully there's no weird echo or anything like that. Let me know if the stream got weird. Corby says her son is joining us tonight. He's grabbed a candle to light as well. Yes, you are welcome to grab your own candle too. So yeah, I've got this little mini like altar set up here behind me with just a small crystal grid around the candle, and we'll let this burn for us tonight for anyone who needs a little magic, a little light in their life. So let me get situated. You're getting like a behind the scenes view today of what my office actually looks like, not just the pretty curated camera version. And here we go. Oh, maybe. Oh, the match broke. I might have to use a lighter. We're going to try one more. This is the humanness of it all, right? Okay. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm glad I brought a lighter in. When two matches break, we take that as a sign from the universe that the matches do not want to be lit. So I'm just going to light the candle with a regular lighter. And yes, Rose is already sending her intention through the chat. Gratitude is what comes to mind. So as we breathe in, I will light the candle. Here we go. Taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, releasing anything no longer serving you. And then we'll do one deep breath, calling in our intention for 2023. Here we go. Breathe in. And the candle is lit. Ta-da! I feel like a magician or something. All right. So you'll be able to see the candle burn as we chat tonight. It should stay lit, start going pretty strongly there. Instagram too, you can see the candle. And we'll just have that burning as we chat. That was not the most graceful ritual ever, but it's the first time I've done a ritual like this on the live stream. So thanks for bearing with me. Nick says, I lit a candle too, but used a lighter. Modern technology, you can't beat it, right? Okay, well, with that, let's get into the forecast. We have the new moon in Capricorn, which means the sun and moon are together in Capricorn. So this is a beautiful time, a new moon in general, to set intentions, to call in new energy, and to plan for the future. All right, hold on. We got to make sure this keeps burning. Yeah, okay. All right. It's my first time using one of Natasha's candles. I have been admiring them from a distance, and I treated myself for Christmas to some of her spell work candles. So we all get to use them for the first time together. Let's chat about this new moon in Capricorn. As we're getting into it, yay, I'm glad I included you too. Me too. There's so much good energy in this community we've created. So I figured I was going to do a ritual on my own tonight. And I thought, let's just, since I'm streaming later, bring everyone in. The old Germanic Yule candlestick has one light, a flame from the hearth, fireplace, or the stove. Yeah, if you already have some sort of fire burning, lighting a candle or a match or sage off of that already burning fire is a really powerful thing to do, especially if that fire already is infused in magic. So, you know, I could light another candle off of this or some sage off of this and clear myself, and it would be infused with the magic of the intention we just set into this candle. Okay, let's chat about this new moon in Capricorn and let me know, how's it feeling for you out there, this new moon so far? We will go through each sign, and tonight I am going to pull a card for each sign too to see what energy we can embody, what lessons we're here to learn under this new moon according to our rising signs. But let's start with the basic energy. So it's Capricorn season. We have this new moon at 1 degree of Capricorn. The new moon was exact at 2:16 a.m. Pacific time this morning. So we can work with the new moon a couple days after it's new, which means tonight's a perfect night to do your ritual. If you started doing a ritual or lighting a candle, maybe for the solstice, or feeling called to it last night, that would be potent as well, but there's still plenty of time to work with it. Even into this weekend, the moon will be in Capricorn until late Saturday night. And a new moon in Capricorn feels like the perfect new moon to set intentions under for 2023, because Capricorn energy is all about the long journey, the long game, the long-term goals. It feels very synchronistic that this new moon comes during the darkest days of the year, because the new moon is also the darkest point in the moon's cycle. It represents this fresh energy, this clean slate that we can build off of. It's like, I love to use my cup analogy with the moon phases. So it's like an empty cup, and we pour a little more light into the cup every day as we work towards the full moon now on January 6th. But in this darkness, we've been talking a lot about the darkness the past couple of days with the winter solstice and this I guess just darkness we're in. And it really feels like this transit is like a womb, like we're in this womb right now of darkness. And there's a lot of value there's a lot of nourishment that can happen in the dark, right? You plant seeds in the dark, babies grow in the dark, and there's a lot of trust that happens in the dark too. So lighting this candle feels like lighting a little spark of our intention, planting a seed, if you will, that can blossom as we set our intentions in the long term, down the line, probably in the spring or even the summer. So in this place of darkness, it's all about finding that light within to infuse into our intentions as well. And with this new moon being in Capricorn, themes of security and safety and responsibility and leadership are coming up. So finding our inner sense of authority, there's light to be found in our inner sense of authority, right? Being able to stand up for ourselves, being able to lead other people with the light that we exude. Finding that authority in our inner flame, in our inner light, and infusing that into our intentions, knowing our worth, knowing what we're deserving of, knowing what we want, and that we're capable of achieving it. This new moon is the beginning of a new cycle, not just over the next month, but because we're already looking at the year ahead. We are really leaning into the magic of the holidays right now. We are beginning a new cycle. It almost feels like 2023 is kind of starting early with this new moon. The full moon will be this culmination point just a few days after the new year. And then you know how things go. Life gets busy again as soon as like January 2nd rolls around, right? So this is kind of this moment of stillness in the solstice and the darkness to pause and infuse our intentions and send light ahead for ourselves in 2023, which is what we're doing with this candle tonight. And I love that this new moon is right at the beginning of Capricorn season too, because it also feels like it's launching us on a journey through Capricorn season. And this new moon feels like we are the mountain goat at the base of the mountain, preparing to start that climb one step at a time. We're planning. We are understanding that it's going to be a long journey and that we have to take things step by step. That's where patience comes in. I think part of leadership as well is knowing how to pace ourselves. It's important if you're going on any sort of journey, even if it's like a road trip, take holiday travel, for example, to have the driver of the car who knows, this is the pace we're setting. This is our plan. This is how far we're going to get between stop A and stop B. We can all find that sense of authority in our own stillness, and hopefully some quiet and calmness too. As I say that, my dog starts barking. Feeling grounded more. Yeah. And more sure. Yeah. I love that, Corby. Feeling okay. Life could be better, but it's okay today. Not bad. I'm right there with you, Nick. Right there with you. Yes. Nikki says it's nice to set these intentions. It's a cold night in Canada. Big storm. I've heard there's a huge storm towards the east coast of the United States as well. So I'm guessing it's hitting you over there. Yeah. Using the light of the candle to light our path when things are literally stormy and cloudy. We can look to the weather. We can look to Mother Nature to give us insight on what's going on with the collective. You have to think about the weather. It's impacting so many thousands of people that it influences all of our emotions as well. But, the moon controls the tides. It's all linked. The weather is certainly linked with what goes on in our solar system, and our planet is part of the solar system. So yeah, it feels like, I love that you brought up the storminess, Nikki, because this is the dead of winter. There's bound to be storms. It's kind of finding that inner light, that sense of authority and leadership, and knowing that there will be storms ahead. There's more dark nights ahead. There's more coldness ahead. There's more cloudiness ahead, gray ahead, very Capricorn energy, right? But we all have that inner flame, and we can always find that fire within, even in these cold, damp times. She says she's spending time sitting with beautiful dogs. Dogs are keeping me company in the storm. That sounds wonderful. Lots of puppy snuggles. So that's the new moon, but there's a lot going on with this new moon. That's just kind of the basic energy. I want to talk about Chiron really quickly, because Chiron stationed direct 45 minutes before the new moon at 1:31 this morning. So Chiron, this theme of stillness is going to keep coming up. Chiron is pretty much at a standstill right now too. You can see on the chart, we have the moon, or the sun, excuse me, at 2 degrees of Capricorn, but at that 1 degree is where the new moon was. And we'll talk about what's been going on with the moon throughout the day, a few different connections that this new moon has been making. Chiron is over here at 11 degrees, so we're going to be talking about that and how it's playing into the moon too. But Chiron just stationed direct this morning. Chiron is the wounded healer, so it represents our deepest wounds, our core wounds, and then our quest to heal them, our ability to heal them, and then our ability to help other people heal as well, once we've found the healing modalities that work well for ourselves. So Chiron has been retrograde for the past 6 months, since July 19th. And it was right around the Leo new moon, I believe, that Chiron stationed retrograde. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was really close to the Leo new moon. And the past 6 months have brought a lot of reflection on our healing, maybe opened up some wounds again and showed us what needed healing, but also maybe helped us review some of the things that are working as far as our healing journey goes, and some of the methods that aren't necessarily working. We're humans. We have to learn things by trial and error a lot of the time. Now that Chiron stations direct, especially with a placement, an asteroid like Chiron, that moves fairly slowly, we really feel these stations when the planet switches directions. And this change of directions from here on Earth looks more like the planet just at a standstill, not really moving. In this case, the asteroid at a standstill for a couple days, because it's like if you're running one way and switch directions, there's going to be a point where it looks like you're really not making progress, right? That's where Chiron is under this new moon in Capricorn. Infusing healing into your intentions tonight. Even as we lit this candle in our little mini ritual together, if nothing potent came to mind, know that this flame is burning for you as more comes up throughout this live stream, as more reflections happen. You can still send light and energy into the candle we're burning together. And knowing that, yes, with Capricorn energy, as we set intentions, as we set our goals for the year ahead, it's really easy to fall into the very patriarchal, capitalistic view of success, right? Especially with the new moon in Capricorn. It's easy to be like, I'm going to make more money next year. I'm going to get the job promotion next year. I'm going to do these very practical things in the new year, right? But how can you infuse healing into your definition of success? that's a great place to start. And as you're setting intentions, as you're thinking about 2023, even in the next 2 weeks, remember the new moon is just the beginning of this cycle. We can continue infusing our intentions into the moon cycle, speaking our desires out to the universe over the coming weeks. We can do it anytime, but know that this candle, this light is with you, burning in your mind's eye, burning in your soul, and that you have the power to evolve your intentions, to update your intentions as you gather more data, as you gather more information. So with this theme of healing, if you're noticing wounds coming up, it's not like, oh, I set my intention, that's the intention I'm glued to. Maybe infuse healing those wounds into whatever you're calling in for the year ahead. So healing is going to be a really powerful theme, and I think a really important consideration when we are thinking about the year ahead, when we think about what we want to call in for 2023. And this new moon is also packing a punch on its own. It's connecting with Chiron tonight, which we'll get to in a moment. But I want to show you what happened right during the new moon this morning. And like I said, the new moon it's packing a punch. So what's at 0 degrees right now? Jupiter. Jupiter is at 0 degrees in Aries, right? There he is. And right as the moon moved into Capricorn, right as it was becoming new, it formed a square to Jupiter in Aries. This happened right around midnight last night. So late last night, early this morning, you might have been feeling this energy. But the moon squaring Jupiter is just amplifying this new moon's energy. And although that happened over 12 hours ago now as we're streaming live, because Jupiter was squaring the moon right as it was becoming new, it feels like it is overall just enhancing the energy of this moon. So what does that mean for us? Well, dream bigger, right? As you're setting intentions, as you're setting goals, think bigger. The intentions that we set under this new moon are going to be amplified by Jupiter. So there is a sense of eagerness with Jupiter at 0 degrees, like just wanting to jump in right now and start these intentions right now. Remember, patience, divine timing. These are things, these are part of the lessons we learned during Capricorn season. So yes, there might be this eagerness. Instead of being like, okay, this is what I want to accomplish in 2023, I'm just going to start before the year even ends. Using that like excited kind of eager energy and expanding your intentions, thinking even bigger. And then with that eagerness being like, okay, how can I actually achieve that? Like, how can I actually make that happen? Almost making a mental roadmap, if you're there right now, no pressure, into like, how can I make the intentions I set even grander, even bigger than what my practical mind thinks is possible. Jupiter is allowing us to be a little delusionally confident, right? Because the Capricorn new moon is very practical. Like, it feels right to use money as an example when we're talking about Capricorn, like a very set, solid figures, right? But for example, you made $50,000 a year in 2022, and you're like, okay, in 2023, I think it's possible to bump up my income 50%. So I'm going to make $75,000. Jupiter squaring the new moon is like, no. We're going for 200K. This is all relative, right? Success is not tied to a number. That's just kind of the best way I can describe this energy of setting goals, like set the bar even higher. Jupiter is like, that's all you're going to expect of yourself. We're going big. Okay. We're going big. Rose says, Jupiter is on top of my natal sun. Ooh, your natal sun is at 0 degrees. Is it at 0 degrees? And your natal Jupiter is at 4 degrees. Oh my gosh, this is your vibe. You are just like ready to go. This probably feels really, so you're having your Jupiter return soon as well, which is a really abundant time. Lots of good luck coming up for you, I think, Rose. Someone bought a new camper yesterday. I remember leaving to work in June during the new moon. In Cancer, I remember watching your stream and you telling me it would be a healing opportunity. I love that. That's incredible. That is so cool. Well, I hope you've gotten a lot of healing out of that over the past 6 months, and that healing has led you to this camper. And now under this new moon, since you have this new camper, like, dream even bigger about all the destinations you can go, all the things you can do, and all the healing that will come of your adventures. Rose, you have a 0-degree Aries sun. Are you just like ready to rumble at a moment's notice? That is a fiery placement. You are an astrological New Year baby. How cool. I don't know if I knew that about you. Oh, I just come off of a relationship failure, just kind of felt down before that. And look at you now, 6 months later, buying a camper. I think that's what's a beautiful thing about this new moon as well. Yes, we're thinking towards the future and we're looking at 2023, but coming back to redefining success, looking back on the year as well and saying like, okay, what felt successful for me? What do I feel good about? What felt like an accomplishment? And from that place, setting intentions. When we're already feeling accomplished, when we're already feeling proud, when we're already feeling successful, it's easier to call in more success. So as I'm telling you to dream bigger and set the bar higher, also giving yourself credit for you probably achieved more than you thought you were going to this year. Even if you didn't, you probably achieved different things than you thought you were going to. So surrendering to divine timing, trusting in this womb of darkness that we're in right now, and from a place of being proud of all you've accomplished, setting the bar even higher for 2023. I'm just going to try to finish the end of the movie. I've been off and filming since mid-2019. Nick says that's my major intention of 2023. Close to the end part of the film. Completion for you. Completion of a beautiful project, all in divine timing for Nick, right? And you've gotten 2 raises and have been promoted. Look at you. Capricorn new moon vibes. Like, look at how much you've grown already and succeeded already, even out of heartbreak, even out of a time that you were really down and really low and you weren't sure of things. Think about all the light and all the beauty that's come after that. And if that's possible out of a low time, imagine how much you can accomplish now that you're like kind of feeling yourself and in that energy of success, right? Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. This is why I love our co-creation together. Oh, Sag moon, Sag stellium, so much fire, Rose. Very fiery. I see that. I see that in your comments that you bring to the live stream, which is awesome. Okay, so yeah, it's a very potent new moon. But tonight, things could get a little tricky, okay? 6 p.m. Pacific time, so we're starting to feel this now. The moon is squaring Chiron. And let's see if it wants to pop up for us if I refresh the chart here. Here it is, the moon squaring Chiron. We talked about Chiron, we talked about the wounded healer. Remember, a square, a 90-degree angle, is the most tense transit that we talk about on this show. It's a 90-degree angle. It kind of feels like being T-boned. So what does this mean? Well, tonight, triggers, wounding could come up unexpectedly. Having the patience, having the inner authority, knowing that you have healed so much already this year, pulling from that bag of new healing tricks that you've learned and utilizing them if triggers do pop up tonight. I always like to talk about this meme I saw one time. This is the power of a meme, I'm telling you. It was about Capricorns. And of course, we're talking about Capricorn energy. We've got 4 planets in Capricorn right now. We're really feeling that Capricorn energy. It was like a meme thing where you slide and each sign is a different meme. And I can't even remember what it was. But the Capricorn one, it was like what happens when the signs get mad. And the Capricorn one was just like a T-Rex. And I feel like that's Capricorn energy. It's like, we're not going to say anything. We're not going to say anything. We're not going to react. We're going to be ice cold, ice cold, ice cold. But if a boundary is crossed, there's a certain limit, a certain boundary. And once that button gets pushed, the T-Rex comes out, all hell breaks loose. That can be Capricorn energy. And so with this Capricorn moon squaring Chiron in fiery Aries, if we're triggered, if a boundary is crossed, if a limit is pushed too far tonight, watch out for being the T-Rex, right? Or even like, kind of like, maybe I'll coin this term like dad rage, you know, like Don't make me use my like serious voice when dads get like really angry. I say that because Capricorn is the sign of the father. So it's kind of like that, like angry dad energy. If our triggers are pressed tonight, witness any irritations, any wounding that pops up, and try to find that inner sense of leadership and how you're going to address it. And remember, as the leader you are in your life, that there are other people watching how you're handling things. None of that doesn't necessarily mean you have to please other people or perform other people, but can you handle a trigger this time around with a little more maturity, a little more responsibility, taking in the energy around you and the people around you with a little more wisdom than you have in the past? Capricorn is a very wise energy, even seeking the advice of someone with more wisdom than you, an elder or a grandparent. If you're going through something triggering, they might have some sage wisdom, some sage advice that you haven't necessarily tapped into just yet. So learning how to handle any pain points that come up with maturity and kind of leaning into that practical energy, like, okay, I'm wounded, I'm triggered. One of my guides has taught me, like, if you're feeling pain, kind of pulling it out, like literally being like, what are you trying to show me? But I love talking about that under the Capricorn new moon, because it's like, how can we practically address these things? How can we practically address the pain or the wounding or the triggers we're feeling? What are you trying to show me? Like, let me learn the lesson here. Capricorn energy wants to learn the lesson, right? And move on and climb to the next rock and keep climbing higher on the journey. Whoa, Nick, I had talking about a meme destroy a friendship before. The power of memes. If a meme can destroy a friendship, it wasn't a friendship worth having, my friend. Okay, and the final connection the Capricorn moon makes tonight is a trine to Uranus. This happens at midnight, so we'll jump ahead a few hours here so you can see it's the last connection we're talking about today. And is this right? Let me see. The moon, trine Uranus. There we go. So a trine, a 120-degree angle, is the most balanced angle. We go from this really tense aspect to a much more flowing, balanced aspect between the moon and Uranus. However, Uranus is the planet of disruption, rebellion, and change. So ultimately, I see this as a shift in energy, a change in energy late tonight at some point. Both of these planets and Earth signs brings a very grounded aspect to this. And it feels like looking to the future. Uranus is very future focused, innovative. So, kind of allowing what we've learned in this little emotional journey we've been on already under the Capricorn new moon to help us innovate, help us update, help us get excited about the future, excited about what's to come. This harmony between the moon and Uranus helps us to find a little thrill even in the mundane, like a lot of people have been talking about buying new planners. I love that under the Capricorn new moon. It makes so much sense that people are cracking open new planners for the new year already. And, the moon trine Uranus feels like opening a new planner and getting excited about all the possibilities and like, oh, I'm going to do this differently. I haven't had this kind of planner before, like super nerdy, basic, practical things to get excited about. That's what this trine between the moon and Uranus feels like. We're really investing in our future in one way or another and getting excited about the possibilities of what's to come. So might be a little bumpy ride to get there, but that's how this Friday night ends. And as I mentioned, you can still work with the new moon in Capricorn over the next couple days, but tonight would be a very potent night to do it. And for those of you who lit candles, that's a ritual in itself. If you didn't light a candle, but you're finding this video, know that your energy is also infused into this candle just because you found this video, just because you stayed this long, just because you're here right now. And because you're part of this. This is a co-creation. Everybody who's commented and said something, our words, our vibration is powerful. And even me speaking your words out, the vibration is being infused into this candle. This sounds super woo-woo and super hippie, but it's actually scientifically proven that you speaking something, that vibration is felt on the very edge of the universe. I think it's the theory of relativity. I'm not a scientist, but that is proven. So when you speak things into existence, that energy exists physically, which is so cool. So, so cool. So that's a little pro tip for you too. If you're doing your own ritual, say what you want into your candle. Speak your desires into your candle. You can also, I won't get into all witchcraft things right now, but do a little crystal grid, light a little candle, set some intentions, say your intentions out loud. You don't even have to do the candle. Just saying things out loud. Everything you're saying out loud is part of manifestation, even if you don't realize you're manifesting. You might even the more attention you focus on something, if you're constantly talking about how something is going wrong or something is going to go wrong, you're putting that energy out. When you are saying I'm expecting the best and highest, everything is happening for me in divine timing. I feel so successful. I'm so excited for the future. I'm so excited for all of the success to come in 2023. Super excited for all of the unexpected ways I'll feel accomplished in the new year. Saying these things out loud is so powerful. It's practical magic. It's a very practical way to use magic. That's why they call it spelling. That's what one of my mentors says. Spells. We're spelling things out. Our words are spells. Corby too, got her new planner. So excited. Been looking over my vision board, making notes. So perfect for the Capricorn new moon. Intention is everything. Yes, yes, yes. Words are powerful. I definitely won't talk about that meme if I ever see that friend again. Yes, we learned the lesson there, right? Go off on all that witchy stuff. All in good time. All in good time. Okay, with that, let's come back to our affirmation for this new moon. I am confident in my future. I am confident in my future. With kind of coming back to how this new moon is squaring Jupiter and Aries. Aries and Capricorn are the two signs most associated with leadership. And confidence as well. There's this inevitable success with the moon squaring Jupiter at 0 degrees. It's anything we can envision right now is going to happen. We are successful. We are confident in our future. Did you hear that, Candle? We are confident in the future. Now I'm just being a weirdo. But speak to your candles. Speak your intentions out loud. Just happy to get another wall calendar. Hey, that's a planner as well, looking at the year ahead. We love the witchy and the woo-woo. Okay, well, let's do something else witchy and woo-woo. Let's talk through what this new moon means for each sign. I'll go through each rising sign. So this is a point where I remind you to look up your rising sign. If you're not a regular and you don't already know it, you can find it there's a link down below. There's a QR code, thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart. Look for the ASC or ascendant. That is what a rising sign is, our ascendant. They're one and the same. And that is what I use for all of my horoscopes that I do, because the rising sign is more indicative of how your chart is set up and what area of your life that the moon is lighting up right now, or not really lighting up because it's dark, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to go through each sign, do a brief little horoscope for everybody, and then we'll pull a card for each sign too. I'm going to pull from the Light Seers Tarot deck. It felt right. Seeing the light, being the light in the darkness just felt good. And if you're finding this video later, I will also go ahead and add markers to the timeline so you can just jump to whichever rising signs you are hoping to hear the horoscope for. So we will start with our Capricorns and end with our Aquariuses, and I'll take you through each house. Now, before we get into it, I do want to point out that because this new moon in Capricorn is at 1 degree or was at 1 degree, there's a very good chance that the rising sign following yours will actually be the one that is showing up a little more for you right now. But the Capricorn moon will move into whatever house I'm talking about. So pay attention also to the rising sign that comes, actually the one that I talk about before yours. Okay, so we're going backwards through the signs. I know this is getting very convoluted. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Okay, we're just going to leave it at that. So we're starting with our Capricorns. Capricorn risings. This is your new moon. This is your season. Your season is just getting started. And I also want to point out that whatever comes through as far as the horoscope, as far as the cards go, will be indicative of how your Capricorn season in general is going to go, okay? Because the new moon is at the very beginning of this season, and the moon right now is moving through the same house that the sun will move through in your chart through the course of the entire next month. If this all sounds super confusing to you, I get it. I've been there. Join Transit Tracking. We'll talk more about that at the end of the video, but it's a group that we're starting together on January 21st, learning how to track the transits through your chart. Okay, I've done my spiel. Let's do the horoscopes. Capricorn risings. This new moon is landing in your first house. And if you're a Capricorn rising, Capricorn season is going to bring big rebirth energy. This is your moment, Cap rising, to step up and take the lead. Your sense of self is highlighted as the moon and the sun are going to move through your first house, the house of self, the house of appearance, the house of purpose in a lot of ways. So as the moon and the sun move from your 12th house to your first house, give yourself credit for how much you've accomplished already in 2022. I know you want to keep climbing, you want to keep accomplishing, keep succeeding, but take a moment and be in that energy of success as you set goals and envision the next version of yourself, who you want to become in 2023. This is really about you and who you have been and who you want to be. Okay, and we'll do a card pull for our Capricorn risings. What do they need to know? Okay, we've got the Fool. I love this for a first house transit, the Fool. This is so perfect. I know if you're a Capricorn rising, don't get offended. I'm not calling you a fool, I promise. If I'm not mistaken, and I am not a tarot expert, so we're going off the guidebook here. If I'm not mistaken, the Fool, yep, it is the first card in the deck, card 0. So the Fool is all about the clean slate, that first house energy, new beginnings, potential adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, and optimism. The journey of the soul begins with a single step, and you may find yourself on the edge of an epic journey. Turn toward your future with enthusiasm and know that a divine leap of faith is required in order to claim the reward that the abyss is offering. You may not feel ready, you may not be ready, but there is magic in the air, and the universe is waiting to support you with infinite love and guidance. Trust your intuition as you swan dive into the seed of potential. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. New adventures. The word for you, Capricorn rising, is becoming. What am I becoming? Who am I becoming? There is a new adventure waiting for you. What a powerful card pull for our Capricorn risings. Okay, like I said, we're going to move backwards through the zodiac, forwards through the houses. So might be confusing, but it's okay. Just hang with me. We're going to move to our Sagittarius risings. Sag risings, your season is over now. And the moon is moving from your first house to your second house. Same with your sun. So if you're a Sag rising, the themes that are going to come up for you through Capricorn season and what's going to likely be sparked under this new moon is the question, what's truly important to you? This is a time and a season to reflect on your values as you are setting intentions for 2023. Not just what you think everybody else wants you to do or the definition of success should look like, but what does success actually look like to you? What are your values around success? And remember that material abundance, Sag risings, is only part of the equation. Never hurts to call in a little more money, a little more prosperity, right? We do live in a 3D world, and 3D abundance is definitely helpful. But as you're setting your intentions, what's important to you? Do you want, your card came out. Do you want more quality time with friends and family? Do you want more flow and ease in your schedule? So what does abundance feel like to you, and what do you really value when it comes to abundance? And the card that flew out of the deck for you is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. I love this Fibonacci spiral around this woman's head. Okay, and the Ace of Swords, the message she has for us, flipped right to it. new ideas, clarity, an aha moment, truth revealed, awareness and heightened states of consciousness, memory or thought, communication, victory, success, triumph, a stroke of genius. It says massive clarity is on the way. A new door is opening up for you, often unveiling life-changing ideas or a significant spiritual breakthrough. Expect aha moments. Let's see. New vision. The quiet insight of the unconscious mind is being made available to you, so you may experience a rapid expansion as your conscious mind integrates this newfound information. Know that nothing can compete with the fierce rays of wisdom and truth. So if you are finding yourself with clouded judgment or with stalled thinking, it's time to seek the brightly lit energy of honesty. Perfect if you're a Sag rising. Gather your discernment, your intellect, your logic, and your insight, and clearly communicate the truth that is bubbling up to be witnessed. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. It sounds like this is a lot about how you're showing up too, showing up in your truth, showing up in your values, expressing what's really important to you. Sagittarius season sparked this sense of rebirth for you, who you're becoming, and now it's time to show up in the 3D world as that version of yourself. Loving these cards so far. All right. Perfect timing, Rachel, because we are moving on to Scorpio risings right now. Scorpio risings, the moon is moving from your second to third house, and the sun will be doing the same. So the third house in astrology is all about communication, conversation, learning, friendships, sibling relationships, all things that could be coming up for you under this Capricorn new moon, especially with the holidays here, friendships, and how you're communicating could be really under a magnifying glass right now. Your words are especially powerful. So if you're a Scorpio rising, you're probably very comfortable in your witchy ways, right? But as we've talked so much about the power of our words, speaking our intentions out into the universe, if you are a Scorpio rising, writing down what you want to call in or speaking it out is especially powerful under this new moon. Use your words, Scorpio risings. Your words are literally spells under this new moon. They're always spells, but especially under this new moon, they have a lot of power. Also, just having conversations about this past year and what you want to call in for 2023 can really help you get clearer on your goals. So it might be that speaking about what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, gives you some more clarity as you move into the new year. Conversations and words are your friend right now. And let's see what message wants to come through for our Scorpio risings. What do they need to know? The Hanged Man. We're getting some powerful cards. The Hanged Man. I think this is going to be all about perspective. That's the sense I get, but let's see. The Hanged Man. Surrendering to the will of the cosmos, an intentional pause, reflection, letting go, embracing the new, realigning with your heart and purpose, new wisdom found, spiritual teachings, sacrifice, and enlightenment. Flow with it. Divine wisdom spills forth in a moment of deep flow, and the Hanged Man is offering you the chance to look at something from a completely different perspective. When you let go of that thing that's got you stuck, you'll make space for new insights and advantages to shift into place. Open your heart to the bigger plan, and you'll inadvertently tap into a whole new framework from which to see the world. Know that your path and your dream may look unfamiliar to you after you relinquish the need to direct the outcomes. Surrender to the will of the cosmos and realign your life with its sacred patterns. The universe already knows which life-altering lesson is the key to your happiness, and your higher self has so much wisdom for you when you intentionally pause to listen. I lean into my inner world of limitless miracles, surrendering to the divine will of the cosmos. So that also brings into the conversation you have with your soul, with yourself, maybe doing some meditation, some reflection, doing some journaling under this new moon to really enter that flow state. And sometimes conversations with other people can put you in a flow state too. I know I have a lot of big aha moments and moments of clarity when I'm talking about things with other people. So, conversations can be pretty divine if they're with the right person, and if you are feeling a sense of safety and expressing yourself. Notice what comes through when you feel safe enough to talk about how you really feel, or when you have those conversations with yourself through journaling, through meditation, or reflection of any kind. Rachel says, this past year was awful. My husband and I are going through a divorce. I truly thought he was my soulmate. Sending you so much love. It's never easy to separate from someone we love. And this card was for you, you know, surrendering to the will of the cosmos, letting go, embracing the new, realigning your heart and purpose. So even, I think just hearing that, it's like, what are you learning in this huge shift that you're undergoing, in this huge change of perspective? You might feel like you're upside down and you're not really sure where life is going to go, but there's always something to be learned. In every obstacle, there's always an opportunity. So what are you learning right now if you're a Scorpio rising? Yeah, letting go makes sense. The Hanged Man resonates with you too, Nick. Scorpio rising. Rage on the page. Yeah, getting it all out, using your words. Definitely in alignment with how Corby's been feeling as well. Yeah, sending you so much love. You are supported here, and there are bright things in your future, even if your future is not exactly how you thought it would look. There are so many Scorpio risings that just tuned in for that. I love it. All right, moving on to our Libra risings. Libra risings, this new moon is in your 4th house of home and family. So if you're a Libra rising, the sun and moon will be moving into that part of your chart. And the 4th house is the house of the mother or the home. And it brings up themes of security, especially under a Capricorn new moon. It feels like security is really a big theme in your life right now, Libra risings. Home, family, these things that we associate with security, right? Like you always have your family, blood runs thicker than water, or just feeling safe in your cave, your home, your den. These are things we are craving under the new moon. These safe places, these safe communities or groups of people we can be around. Now, it's interesting because the new moon in Capricorn, there's been a lot of talk about leadership and authority, right? So this Capricorn season, if you're a Libra rising, Capricorn energy, all these planets in Capricorn are squaring your 1st house. And that can feel a little uncomfortable, Libra risings. You have natural leadership. You have natural authority in your chart. Libra is a cardinal sign. Even though they get the reputation for being wishy-washy, you're meant to be a gentle leader. So how can you take more of a leadership role in your home, in your family, over the next month during Capricorn season? Remember, leadership doesn't necessarily mean being the boss of everybody. It could be leading by example, leading with love, creating more safety for the people around you to work through their own emotions, creating a safe environment. Maybe this holiday season, you're inviting people into your home if you're a Libra rising. How can you make them feel safer? How can you be more of a leader in those situations? And that first comes with finding safety in yourself, finding security in yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So taking time for you to find that security, whether it's literally tidying up your house or tidying up your emotional space, so then you can be that safe person for someone else. And you're great at relationships if you're a Libra rising. So, you know, you probably aren't giving yourself enough credit for how much you have been able to gently lead other people in the past as well. Hi, Tanner. Okay. Corby's son is a Libra rising and a Cap moon. He said home and family is Christmas for him and me as his mom when you mentioned the mother. And he's doing this with you right now, doing a ritual with his mom. So perfect for that Libra rising. So we'll pull a card for Corby's son and all of the other Libra risings out there. What do these beautiful souls need to know? The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Okay. What message does the Two of Wands have for us? And this new moon's in my 4th house too. So I'm in the same boat as Corby's son. Two of Wands, planning your future, making progress, activation, possibilities, the choice between your comfort zone and new adventures. You need to make a choice to really do that thing you want to do or not. You can dream it and envision it, or you can begin to live it. This card is calling me out. Planning and imagining can have us feeling like the observers of a dream, and our action is the only way to bring that dream to life. It's time to choose between the wand that's cozily rooted in the place you already know or the one that leans into exciting new possibilities. Take a deep breath because self-initiated change can be scary. The only way to take strides towards your goal is to make your move. Learn that thing, call that contact, make that decision. Non-action won't get you there and will likely have you feeling the angst of dreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the fire energy of the wands to initiate your shift. The world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. I love that this card talks about our comfort zone versus adventure, right? Because the fourth house feels like our comfort zone. But with this coming up for Libra risings, your comfort zone might look more like people pleasing, right? Making sure that everybody else is comfortable around you. And taking a leadership role means kind of getting out of the comfort of people pleasing and being like, nope, this is what we're doing. And this is what the plan is. And that might be a little bit more adventurous for you, or feel a little more adventurous to be like, no, I'm kind of taking a stand here. So knowing that there is adventure outside of your comfort zone, all you have to do is really make that choice. Like, no, it's time for me to step into my leadership role. It's time for me to take the lead and find my own inner authority. Maybe even just making a decision. That might be stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit if you're a Libra rising. All right, moving on to our Virgo risings, my fellow Virgo risings. This new moon and the sun are both moving into our fifth house. The fifth house is the house of the inner child. It's the house of creativity and romance and fun and play and theatrics. It can be a little bit dramatic, right? Now, Virgo risings, you are no stranger to setting goals. You like to have your carefully laid plan out. Capricorn season feels like a very natural fit for you if you're a Virgo rising. But under this new moon, it's time that you have a little fun too. The fifth house is inviting you to have fun. Capricorn season is inviting you to have fun. Doing things for the sake of fun rather than doing things for the sake of productivity. So your assignment under the new moon in Capricorn is to have a little fun, to play a little bit, to be in the energy of fun and play as you're manifesting, as you're setting intentions. You know, maybe you're singing a song while you're doing it, or dancing around while you're doing it, or being a little bit silly. And that goes through Capricorn season. Letting your inner child have fun. That is what Capricorn season is asking of you, Virgo risings. Playing games, doing creative projects, coloring in a coloring book. Just remembering also, as you set intentions for 2023, to make sure that you're not jamming your schedule too full. And part of those intentions is making time for play, is making time for fun and creativity. So lighten up. I say that with love. I am a Virgo rising. Fellow Virgo risings, lighten up, okay? And we'll see what card wants to come through for us. What do us Virgo risings need to know? The Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords. It says, painful endings, crisis, being stabbed in the back, an opportunity to find deep healing, an opportunity to find hope and resiliency. The Ten of Swords comes to us in times of blinding truth when delusion is lifted. Sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates backstabbing or personal loss. This card can mark an abrupt end to a current path and a jarring resolution in the form of a broken relationship, a blocked dream, a fractured partnership, or a discontinued career path. While these endings feel severe in the moment, the most potent seeds of hope are always planted in their place. Remember that our wounds teach us about our greatest strengths and illuminate our innate ability to heal. Your dark night of the soul will be met with a beautiful new dawn that is filled with more light than you've ever experienced. Remain open to love and joy as you process this ending, and look to the sunlight that awaits. Watching the sun peek over the horizon is the highest task of a bruised heart. I am healing every day. Well, this card was definitely meant for me. I resonate with this so deeply. And it's interesting that we pulled this card when we talk about the house of fun and play. It almost feels like dancing in the ashes of what just burned down. I love that as much heartbreak and sadness came through in the card we pulled, It says remain open to love and joy as you process this ending. Love and joy are perfect words to describe the 5th house, perfect words to describe the journey you're embarking on in Capricorn season. So finding joy, finding play, finding the lightheartedness, laughing at yourself as you watch the sun peek over the horizon, the highest task of a bruised heart, looking to the sun, looking to the light that awaits, and envisioning yourself playing and dancing in it when it gets here. This is your task, Virgo risings. Needed that. Love it. Oh, my phone is getting too hot right now, so we just lost Instagram. Just lost it. That's okay. Oh, Corby literally just asked her son before the stream how he wanted to restructure his days. I'm working our schedules. Love that with the Capricorn energy and the new planner, putting him in a leadership position in more ways than one. Perfect timing for him to step up as the leader of his life, his finding that own inner authority. Yeah, and how he wants his home life to look and his days to look. Beautiful. Okay, moving on to our Leo risings. This new moon is moving through your 6th house if you're a Leo rising. And Capricorn season is going to put a lot of emphasis on your routine, your daily routine. What do you want that to look like in the new year? And as you set intentions, Leo risings, I would recommend getting pretty detailed with your intentions. Like maybe even writing out, this is what I want my ideal day to look like in 2023. The new moon in your 6th house is placing emphasis on your health and wellness, which is ruled by the 6th house. So when you're thinking about what you want your days to look like, not just thinking about like, all play and flow and ease, or not just thinking about like all the things you want to succeed, especially under a Capricorn moon. Like I want to get so much done in my days, but instead being like, okay, what would feel balanced? What would feel healthy? How can I set myself up for success in the sense that I'm choosing healthy habits every day? So setting intentions that under this Capricorn moon, the sign of long-term goals, are going to help you achieve your long-term goals on a day-by-day basis, right? How can you day by day allow your small consecutive efforts to stack up to long-term success? That is where you can begin if you are a Leo rising. So health and wellness, longevity, themes that you can work with, and we'll see what message wants to come through for our Leo risings. What do they need to know? Ooh, this is a beautiful card. The Ace of Wands came through. 2 aces this time around. Looks like some third eye activation, if you ask me. Let's see what it says. New ideas. There's so much like new, cutting the old and new energy, like death and rebirth energy coming up. Perfect for the end of the year, right? New ideas, the seed of potential, the arrival of inspiration, illumination, intense creativity, the mirror-like nature of consciousness, the interconnectedness of all things, the ability to manifest anything. Remember, the energy of this new moon is like dream bigger, go bigger. The ace contains all the sparks for all the ideas, and they're generating intensely powerful light for you right now. She is connecting you with the one cosmic mind, a universe consciousness, and her delightfully magical soup that is brimming with colossal creativity. A flame burns here that is meant for you, but it hasn't been put to use yet. What will you create with this boundless potential? Stay open to receive inspiration and insight. You may be shown new information about your divine purpose or soul path, or you may even feel compelled to put something completely new into the world. If it feels good, it probably is good. And even though this ace can only predict the inception of something new, it also suggests that all of the energy to bring this project, idea, or feeling to a successful completion is available to you. I seed my brilliant future with the roots of creativity and inspiration. Beautiful. Really getting clear about the details of what you're calling in. That can invite in more inspiration too. And I love how this talks about having so much potential, because the 6th house is like a house of potential. It's like all the things that you can get done. It talked about all the little like seeds of creativity that are popping up for you now. If you're a Leo rising, you have plenty of creativity, and using that, but also under this very practical Capricorn moon, being like, okay, I have all these ideas. How can I make them happen? And also make sure that I don't burn myself out in the process. Okay, Cancer risings. This new moon is moving into your 7th house, your house of relationships. So relationships are a big theme that is going to come up for you during Capricorn season. We're going to talk about leadership again, Cancer risings, because it's really time for you to take the lead in relationships. That's what I see under this new moon, with it in your 7th house, setting intentions on partnerships you can create with other people, creating more balance in those partnerships. Maybe you've been overly nurturing, and you taking the lead is letting someone else flounder a little bit and learn their own lessons. Or maybe you've been really enjoying being nurtured, and it's time to kind of step into your role as the nurturer. So kind of taking stock between the give and take of relationships and asking, what does leadership actually look like in this relationship right now? Am I enabling someone, or am I not putting enough what's the word I'm looking for? Authority into taking enough responsibility in my relationship. But under this new moon, you're probably just really going to feel like spending quality time with the people who matter to you most, people who you have a really great one-on-one connection with. And I think it's also, as you set intentions for 2023, asking, am I spending as much time with the people I love as I want to? And as I am structuring my new year, how can I make more time for relationships? That's a great place to start. And a card just flew out of the deck for you. It's the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. It has a little flying pig on it. I don't know what that means, but let's find out. The Page of Cups is your card, Cancer risings. And it says, a dreamer, serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic and synchronicity, and open and joyful heart, sensitivity and naivety and romance. Okay, there's something to do with romance. Being motivated by innovative ideas. There is a serendipity and magic here, like the first breath of love or a very first kiss. Anything is possible at this time. If you are a Cancer rising and open to connection, the message coming through is this might be a powerful time to meet someone. Be open to wildly wonderful miracles. This is the When Pigs Fly card, and holding it in your hands is a sign that unforeseen yet fortuitous events are coming your way. Bring childlike enthusiasm to the unknown and welcome any unexpected twists on your journey. Be open to inspiration from the strangest of places and pay attention to the intuitive musings that arrive. They will give your creativity wings. As you enjoy this time of strangely unique thinking, ensure that you are not being overly sensitive or blocking your own flow because you're trying to control the process. Allow your emotions to follow the breadcrumbs of joy. Play a little more. Do something silly. Stay curious about your feelings and wonder and awe, and allow your sensitive dreamer to dream. The world is my flourishing oyster, and I am excited to see what happens next. Ooh, some really potent relationship opportunities are coming your way, it sounds like, Cancer. And even if you're already coupled, it might be a friendship, a new friendship, or a new business partnership, but staying open to new ways of connecting and even inspiration that comes through as you make partnership connections with other people. Love that for Cancer risings. Okay, Gemini risings. We're talking about the 8th house for you. We're in the darkest point of the year, and this is the darkest house of the astrology wheel. This is an invitation to get really intimate with yourself and maybe get really intimate with other people too, Gemini. It's time to go deep. As you look to the new year, look from a place of depth, of like really knowing yourself, really knowing what you want, knowing what energetic attachments are keeping you in the energy of 2022, what cords you need to cut to kind of be reborn in 2023 or release anything weighing you down this year. And also to take note of what energetic connections feel really good and what you do want to carry with you into the new year. So really assessing the deep bonds you have with other people, the intimate relationships you share with other people, and more importantly, how intimate your relationship is with yourself, how well you know yourself, what you've learned about yourself on a deeper level this year, and maybe even setting intentions about getting more intimate, whether it's with yourself or other people in the new year. So 8th house energy could be bringing up some intensity. That's for sure. Throughout Capricorn season, you might even notice some deep feelings, deep emotions, things hiding in the shadows that are wanting to come back up. That's okay. That's what's supposed to be happening for you right now. How are these deeper realizations serving you, and what are they teaching you about yourself, and how are they helping you to get clear on what you want for 2023? So, Gemini risings, what do you need to know? The star. I love this, as we've been talking so much about darkness. And even the star, you can see she has like this energetic cord to the star, which is so cool, because a lot of times when we talk about the 8th house, it's all about like cutting people off and letting things go. But is there any spark of inspiration that you had this year that you're feeling really energetically connected to, that you want to expand upon or grow upon in 2023? Deeply knowing yourself, having these profound realizations. Expectations fulfilled, wishes granted, opportunities, healing after traumatic events, knowing you are on the right path, inspiration, renewed hope. Sink into the dreamlike inspiration of the star. She sends a message of divine timing and renewed hope, and she guides you to reach for that string of serendipity and faith. Your future is increasingly bright, and you are blessed by the universe. Your core purpose is beginning to bubble at the surface of your reality, and your path is intrinsically tied to your biggest missions and brightest opportunities for expansion. Step onto a path of fulfillment and happiness with starlight to guide you. Allow your innate essence to shine through any residual darkness right now. Uncover any limiting beliefs or self-doubt that you're holding on to. Find the courage to voice any unexpressed emotions and release every bit of outgrown energy that is anchoring you to the past. It is time to release and ascend. 8th house energy, death and rebirth, release and ascend. As you let go, you will focus on the future, and you will find your biggest source of inspiration and love. The stars are aligning in your favor, and it's time to trust them. I expect miracles. Release and ascend. That's the mission for you this Capricorn season if you are a Gemini rising. Okay, moving on to our Taurus risings. This new moon lands in your 9th house. So Capricorn season is likely a very expansive season for you if you're a Taurus rising. The bigger the goals, the better under this new moon. Dream big, shoot for the moon. It's time to expand. It's time to grow, even setting intentions around what you want to grow, how you want to expand in 2023. There are literally no limits to what you can manifest under this new moon in Capricorn if you're a Taurus rising. So think about all the ways that you'd like to grow, all the things you'd like to grow, all of the things you want to learn in 2023 as you're setting intentions. And the beauty of the 9th house might be my favorite house. The 9th house wants you to have faith that anything you can dream, anything you can envision is possible for you. And if you had that seed, that dream planted, it was meant for you. It was meant for you. So anything that you desire is already on its way to you. Having faith, having faith, having faith. Yeah, dream big, Taurus risings. Maybe even intentions around where you want to go, what you want to learn, the places you want to see, the people you want to meet. Travel is ruled by the 9th house. So making a vision board and putting all the places you want to travel. Don't worry about the logistics. I know it's a Capricorn new moon. I know. Don't let your very practical Taurus energy limit you from what you think is possible. Dream bigger than you think is possible, and you might just be surprised by what transpires over 2023. All right, Taurus risings, what do you need to know? Ooh, justice. Interesting. And I pulled this in reverse too. It feels very linked to Libra, actually, because it has the scales. Card number 11. So, for our Taurus risings, the message coming through for you is, consequences, retribution, karma, injustice. What is going on? Mercury's in a shadow period, I'm telling you. Injustice and inequity, dishonesty, imbalance, and need to take responsibility for past actions. Interesting. Okay, here's what it goes on to say. Justice asks you to learn from your past experiences, the good, the bad, and the fugly. Take it all and grow from it. Grow from it. This energy is not about perfection, but about fairness and honesty. It highlights clarity of motivation and intention, and it asks you to be realistic about the cause and effect of your thoughts and actions. Seek to balance your growth with both positivity and shadow, and learn from the many different parts of you. In your current situation, be impartial as you reframe your reality and work to remove any negative emotional charge from the equation. If fear is causing you to act in a way that you aren't proud of, seek a variety of perspectives before judging another person's actions to be good or bad. The only true path ahead of you is not one that is necessarily black or white, but is always one of love. My good karma is delightfully loving, and it can be the most motivating of teachers. Ooh. What I'm getting from this card is if you are a Taurus rising, you have some more to learn. So reflecting on all the ways you've grown, all the things you've learned in 2022, and setting intentions around what you want to learn more about in 2023. Yeah. And knowing that the path ahead is one of love, like it said. There's nothing to fear. What you're thinking, how you think, is directly tied to what happens to you and your reality. So even like, thank you, universe, for teaching me more loving lessons in 2023. I'm here to learn. The 9th house feels like it's higher education. It rules higher education. So like leveling up, like graduating, almost going to the next grade level in 2023, learning bigger lessons, having bigger growth opportunities. Okay, 3 more signs. Aries risings. We're talking about success for you. This new moon is going into your 10th house, which is actually ruled by Capricorn traditionally. So very much a Capricorn vibe for you if you're an Aries rising. Now, also Aries risings, there's a good chance that Chiron just stationed direct in your first house. So I want to bring that up because there's probably a lot of reviewing you've been doing lately about your healing. Now is the time to pat yourself on the back for how far you've come. Acknowledge your own successes. This new year is just the beginning for you. So think long term as you're setting intentions. Think about how much you've healed and how much more is possible for you, but really like soaking in that feeling of success. And remember, success isn't just about money or job titles, like succeeding in maybe breaking a pattern or really learning the lesson this time around, or unlocking a new level of your healing. Your career is also top of mind. The 10th house rules career. So maybe there was a limiting belief that you broke through while Chiron was retrograde that now is unlocking new levels of success for you. A great thing to think about as you set intentions for 2023, if you're an Aries rising, is what stepping stones can you create next year that can create a trajectory for achievement for many years to come. So kind of looking at the snowball effect as you set intentions, Aries risings, like what do I want to achieve in the long haul, and what stepping stones or what levels can I create for myself to get there in the short term. So it's kind of like balancing the short term and the long term, if you ask me. But at the same time, this new moon coming from a place of patting yourself on the back, like, look at how much I've grown, look at how much I've accomplished already this year. And Aries risings, what do they need to know? The 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. I think so. Interesting cards. 9 of Swords. Let's see what's coming up. Whoa, I flipped right to it. It is a sign. Sign this is meant for you if you're an Aries rising. Here's the message. Paranoia, deeply anchored fears, inability to think clearly, inner turmoil, negative self-talk, maybe self-esteem issues, an opportunity to actively begin a healing journey. I love this because what you're probably feeling more strongly right now, honestly, than the new moon is that Chiron station in your first house if you're an Aries rising. So this message probably has a little more to do with Chiron. What's keeping you up at night? This card suggests a time in your life when negative thoughts are gaining momentum and when you may be finding yourself expending too much energy worrying about the future. Perception is everything, so don't allow negative self-talk to trip you up. If a pessimistic mindset spirals wildly out of control, it can lead to anxiety, stress, or depression, even when your thoughts carry no truth. Are you imagining the worst instead of activating the best? Flip your perspective and send nurturing, loving thoughts to your situation to overcome any disturbing thoughts. Look to the light in your situation and notice that even the tiniest window of brightness can keep fear at bay. Use your light to expose the illusions and allow worries to dissipate and soften as your bad dreams are illuminated for what they really are. I see my fears as the illusions that they are. So, giving yourself grace as you navigate any healing, any challenges. And I think if setting long-term goals feels overwhelming, if there feels like there's a lot of pressure or fears around success for you, creating the stepping stones, like we talked about. What's one step you can take? What's one step you can take towards success? What's one thing you can do today that makes you feel like patting yourself on the back, giving yourself credit where credit is due, little by little? It's one step at a time. The 10th house, it's all about one step at a time. So taking things one step at a time and giving yourself grace for the achievement you've already unlocked, even if that achievement is just recognizing what wounds still need to be healed. At first glance, you thought the star was a firework. Yeah, that would make sense. I could see that. Yeah. New Year's is big here. Ugh, I want to be in Hawaii for New Year's. All right, Pisces risings. This new moon is moving through your 11th house of community and network, and Capricorn season really highlights your community, reminding you that Pisces risings, you're not meant to reach your goals all by yourself. There's power in numbers. Take a look around, tap into your network as you're setting intentions. How can you do it together? How can you lean on the connections you've already made in 2022 to expand your network in 2023? What new connections do you want to make in the new year? The people around you can really help you innovate, level up, see new perspectives. Our community is our abundance. So if you're feeling called to create more communities, setting intentions around that, or just asking like, how can I take more of a leadership role in my community in 2023? That could be fun if you're a Pisces rising. Maybe this Capricorn authority focused new moon in your 11th house is encouraging you to step up and take the lead in your community. So Pisces risings, what do you need to know? The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. We'll see what message the Knight of Pentacles has for our Pisces risings. Here he is. Diligence, hard work, determination, steadfastness, building material security, safety, being pragmatic, expansion. This makes a lot of sense because this new moon, if you're a Pisces rising, most likely actually landed in your 10th house, and all these things feel very 10th house. Okay, he's toiling and tilling his lands and enjoying every minute of it. More practical than the other knights, he improves things for himself and for those he loves, and this steadfast and consistent momentum. Devoted to solidifying foundations, he assures you that extra care today will multiply your harvest tomorrow. It's time to show fierce loyalty, pride, and trustworthiness and tend to your home while uncovering your unwavering ambitions for the future. Sometimes this energy is so stable that it feels very repetitive. So if you're feeling resistance, or if you kind of prefer to stay in bed, find the joy in your progress. The journey is the thing. Uncover heart-stirring enthusiasm by allowing yourself to believe in something brighter. This is a card of infinite expansion, and with time and faith, your seeds will take. Follow through on your plans and promises and move any stagnant energy that's blocking you from your dreams. Seed by seed, I plant my future with my rock-steady foundations of faith. So I think more and more throughout Capricorn season, you might feel that need for community, that desire to be around community, maybe even help from your community. But this Capricorn new moon is really asking you, okay, how can I create a sturdier foundation to grow off of and expand off of? The potential is infinite. So how can I create more success for myself in 2023? And also tapping into your community. Maybe even how can you bring more success to your community? What are you here to share? That could be a great place to start for you too. Okay, last but not least, Aquarius risings. If you're an Aquarius rising, how you doing? How are you doing? I should ask Capricorn risings the same, because there's a good chance Pluto has been moving through your first house and it's been a lot. But Aquarius risings, Saturn has been in your first house. So our Capricorn and Aquarius friends have really been going through it. Back to the forecast, back to the horoscopes. Aquarius risings, as you look to the future, it will probably become very apparent this season what you need to let go of. If you're an Aquarius rising, the new moon is moving into your 12th house and the sun is moving into your 12th house as well. Aquarius season brings new beginnings for you. It brings a new lap around your chart. But right now, it's more of a cocoon energy. It's more of a releasing, letting go, healing, so that you can become who you're meant to be in the next cycle. This is a time of stillness, really leaning into the darkness and letting things fade away that are not meant to be carried with you in the next chapter. What do you need to let go of? It's almost like you're climbing this mountain and maybe you're carrying too much, and now it's time to drop a few bags on the way up so you can actually get to the top. Rest, release, heal, be gentle with yourself, and find that compassion for others. You might be feeling more sensitive as well if you're an Aquarius rising. So just giving yourself grace, but giving other people just as much grace while you're at it. And if you're an Aquarius rising, the message coming through for you is the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. This looks very hopeful. Let's see. The 9 of Cups, the universe is gifting you your desire, choosing joy, manifested dreams, gratitude, and abundance. Okay. This is a card of abundance and happiness and is often fittingly called the wish card. What have you been wishing for? Allow yourself to experience how fulfilling this journey can be and fill your life with all the laughter and bliss needed to spur you into the next phase of your happiness. Take stock of all the feels that are surfacing and remember to practice gratitude for the manifestation of your dreams. The appearance of this card is an auspicious message of prosperity, harmony, and getting what you desire. What you've been working toward is coming to you. So enjoy life's pleasures and sink into the awe and wonder of a joyous heart. I open my grateful heart to the gifts that are coming my way. This message is trust. The 12th house is all about trust. It might seem dark right now. It might seem uncertain right now, but the universe is telling you what you have been wishing for is on your way. Your desires are coming to completion. So trusting in whatever is falling away now is making room for your wish to be granted. Ooh, that was a powerful card for the 12th house. It feels like that reassurance. Whatever you're going through, Aquarius risings, something beautiful is coming. Whatever you've been wishing for is coming. And maybe this card is asking you in this stillness, in this rest you're taking for yourself, getting really comfortable and intimate in asking, what is it that I'm truly wishing for? What do I truly want? Because the universe can't provide if you're not clear about what you want, right? So taking some downtime, taking some rest to let the chaos, let the busyness of life kind of fall away and get clearer on your heart's desires so the universe can give you what you're wishing for. It's coming. That's what the card is saying. Okay. What do you say? Why can't I think of it? Gesundheit or salud, right? Health. I love that I just sneezed after talking about the 12th house. It's like clearing any energy, my body's way of keeping me healthy. That is 12th house vibes. Oh, Corby, you are so welcome. It's been a long show today, but I enjoyed taking the time to go through each sign, bringing a special message to each of you, doing this ritual with you all. I love you all, and I'm so grateful to be part of this community with you. So remember, this candle is for you. Even as we sign off tonight, this candle will still keep going. I'll let this burn. It's made some progress, but it'll probably be burning most of the night, and it'll be burning for you with your intentions, with the vibration of the messages that came through in each of these 12 cards that we pulled. All of that magic is now infused in this candle, and everybody who's finding this video is imprinted into the energy of this candle as well. Even in the darkness, your future is bright. Holding that vision of where you want to go, what mountain you're climbing, while also looking back down and recognizing how far you've already climbed, the journey you've already taken to get here. Even if you're at the base of a new mountain, it's not your first climb. So pat yourself on the back for how far you've come. Give yourself credit for how much you've succeeded this year, and dream bigger than you can possibly imagine for 2023. That's going to do it for this episode of Transits Today. I am so grateful for each and every one of you spending your Friday night with me, doing this fun ritual with me. I appreciate you more than you know. And I think I will be back tomorrow. We'll see. I do want to talk about Christmas with you all. So maybe I'll hop on for a little bit. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful holiday weekend ahead of you. I hope that your new moon is magical. And I will see you all when I see you next. But until then, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.